Barcelona met someone.
Vanuit een regenachtig Barcelona, een hele goede morgen in dit geval. Citrix Synergy 2011. Naast me staat Lipson en hij is van ShareFiles, onlangs overgenomen door Citrix. En nou, we hebben wat vragen voor hem. Jesse, good morning.
Good morning, Ruben.
Some basic questions. What's your background? Why did Citrix bought ShareFile? Your thoughts on that?
Sure. So my background, I actually was a philosophy major originally, so very far from the world of tech. But I became a software developer and founded ShareFile about 6 years ago. And the core concept behind ShareFile when I founded it was to allow businesses the ability to share files easily, professionally, and securely. And so that was at the end of 2005. So we kind of were a little bit ahead of the curve when it came to the cloud computing revolution, which started in mid-2007. And as to why Citrix acquired us, we happened to be at a very important crossroads for Citrix. Data. Citrix has always been innovative in follow-me apps. And now follow-me data is an extremely important component to that. You want your apps, but you also want the data that goes along with your apps. And so we came into Citrix to not only be a standalone business that would provide the service that we offer now, which is file sharing for businesses, but also to provide the follow-me data fabric, a platform that could be consumed by other areas of the Citrix family.
Interesting. What are the big differentiators between ShareFiles and Box.net or Dropbox?
Sure. Yeah, well, I would say the biggest thing is that unlike Box.net and Dropbox, ShareFile has exclusively always been about business users. We've never had a consumer product, we've never had a free product. All of our attention and energy and features have always been for businesses, and you can see that reflected in the features of the product as well as the roadmap that we're headed on.
Well, one of the questions we sometimes have from our customers is, okay, where is my data stored right now, and what is the future of share files from a cloud or enterprise IT perspective?
Sure. So we make use of Amazon Web Services, and so we're in all of Amazon's data centers, East Coast US, West Coast US, Dublin, Ireland, Singapore, and Tokyo. We do have the ability for EU customers to isolate the data strictly in the EU data center so that it doesn't travel to the US. One of the big pieces of overwhelming feedback we've received at Synergy Barcelona here is demand for an on-premise offering, which is something that is in our roadmap and I would say is even going to be accelerated based on the feedback we've gotten here. So we're going to be continuing with our public cloud offering. That's the best for a lot of businesses to not have to manage, any kind of data center. Also, oftentimes for a lot of customers, the data they share with ShareFile is actually intended to go outside the firewall anyway, and so public cloud makes a lot of sense. But we understand for certain customers they want to run ShareFile in a private cloud or on-premise, and we're going to make that available.
How can the user access their files? What are the methods today for accessing share files from a Citrix perspective, Citrix ShareFile perspective, and how does that evolve in the future?
Sure. So the very first, we started with our web application first, and that's still the primary way that people access files on ShareFile. But over time, we've developed a bunch of, actually 15 different tools, native tools, that can be accessed on servers, personal computers, or mobile devices. We're also compatible with traditional FTP, so you can turn on secure FTP and use something like a FileZilla to access the files. We have a sync tool that can run on your desktop, so files can automatically be pushed down to your personal computer. Files can also use our enterprise sync tool to run on a network share server within your firewall, and so you can access the files just like you normally would on a corporate network share, and those will get pushed up to ShareFile. And then now we have native mobile applications for iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, BlackBerry, and Windows Phone.
Windows Phone.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good.
So we're the only ones, I think, in our space that have the native Windows Phone app.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Do you see any cooperation, integration with SharePoint? So a lot of customers are using SharePoint, want to have SharePoint access on mobile devices, for instance. So what are your thoughts on that topic?
It's something we're definitely exploring. We've always considered Microsoft SharePoint to be a complement to our product rather than competitive. SharePoint's always, very focused on internal collaboration. We're more focused on external collaboration. And so we're still exploring it. It is on our roadmap. There's a couple of different ways we can see SharePoint integration happening, from simply having web parts in SharePoint that expose your ShareFile repository to actually accessing the SharePoint repository in ShareFile. So we're still working it out, but with Citrix being one of Microsoft's biggest partners, I think we're in the right place to figure that all out.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed Synergy as I did, and I'll see you next year.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Good.